Japan, 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 Japan. Round one. Fight, fight, fight you. Yeah, fight.
Hello everybody, Jim here. Welcome back for another video. Today, I am in the neighborhood of Fujimi-dai here in Tokyo. And obviously we're at an arcade. This arcade is called Wai Wai. We just walked in and already, very cool place. Got to meet the owner and some of the players here. Excellent arcade, very well known by the international fighting game community especially, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. For starters though, let's just take a quick walk around the arcade. Let's take a look at some of the games they have here, and let's play a few of them and have some fun. Check this out. Hey everybody, Editing Jim here, and I didn't want to get too far into the video without giving at least a little bit of a background on this arcade, and in particular its owner, Mr. Masaomi Yoshi. He currently owns and operates Wai Wai with his son, but he's been in the gaming industry for about 50 years and has operated numerous arcades over the decades, and he's most well known for being one of the first people, if not the first person in Japan, to host organized Street Fighter competitions, making him possibly the first person in the world to do so. So he's a very well-known figure in Japan's arcade gaming sphere, which is why so many players are still loyal to Wai Wai and travel here from all over Japan and the world to test out their skills. Okay, now the history lesson is out of the way, back to the video. Something especially cool that they do here is when you come in, if you're a first timer, they'll give you this little sheet here that has a lot of different languages on it: English, French, Spanish, Portuguese, and basically it tells you all the stuff they'll do for you as like a first time player, like complimentary stuff. So for starters, your first game that you play here is free. It's on the house, so that's really cool. Also, if you're a first timer, they give you a complimentary Wai Wai keychain, which is very cool. And you can get a cardboard autograph that you can actually stick in the machines here if you're visiting from another country. They like to have a bit of an international vibe here. And if you have any kind of social media stuff, they have a pretty well-known YouTube channel and Instagram. They'll be happy to share your socials on their social media stuff, so that's pretty cool too. So keep that in mind. If you come here for your very first time, they offer you a lot of cool perks. So that's really nice. I've never been to an arcade that does that before, so that's especially welcoming. Anyway, let's get back to some games. Another especially cool service that they offer here is that, as you can see, it's a fairly small arcade. They actually have way more PCBs than they do cabinets. So whatever is in the cabinet that you see in front of you, you can actually just go to a member of the staff and ask them to swap it out with something else if you really want to play something else. So we've got a handful of shoot-'em-up cabinets here. They're loaded with Dodan Pachi, Toho Project, but they also have a Kai Katana Shin, a bunch of other cave shooters. These fighting game machines here, they're all loaded with Street Fighter 2 tonight for the tournament, but they actually have way more games that you can swap in and out whenever you want to, assuming there's not a tournament in progress. But again, that's a very awesome service that you don't get from pretty much any other arcade I've ever been to. It's really cool. cool service they offer here, which he keeps telling me more and more things that they do as complimentary services. Right here, if you want to record like a super play of a shooting game that you want to play through, they actually have a bunch of recording equipment here. So if you bring in your own micro SD or even DVDs if you really want to, you can actually record all of your gameplay footage here, and it's totally free of charge, which is very cool. Again, another service I haven't seen offered at another arcade anywhere. It's pretty cool. Something else I want to mention just while I'm thinking about it, we've played a few games in here so far, and I noticed that the sticks, the buttons, everything is very clean. It's also like very responsive. If you play a lot of arcade games, you know you want it to be like nice and clicky and responsive. And I mentioned it to the owner, June, who's been very cool and accommodating to us. And he let us know that they really do put a lot of time and maintenance into these, making sure that they're as good as they can be. And that they have gamers that come from literally hours away because they want to play in this arcade specifically, partly because of loyalty to the family that owns it, but also because they know how much time and work they put into keeping all their cabinets in really great shape. So that was just something I thought was really cool and I wanted to mention. If you come here, there's no concern about any of the cabinets being all busted up. It really is kind of like a passion project for them running this arcade. So that's just something that's like especially cool. Anyway, back to the games. Fun, this arcade. It's pretty small compared to others like, I don't know, Taito Hey or Mikado or something like that, but every game in here is a banger. There's lots of really fun stuff to play, and it's a little slow right now. It's a little earlier in the day, but as we've been told, multiple times a week they actually have tournaments. That's why there's so much Street Fighter set up behind me. So we're going to hang around for a little while because after 7 p.m. apparently is when things really heat up around here. So we're looking forward to seeing some really high-level competitive play at Street Fighter. So that's what's coming up next. Check it out. There you go, everybody. That's Wai Wai. This place is awesome. Had a lot of fun tonight. Like I said earlier, not the biggest arcade around, but chock full of great games. And as you can see behind me and you can hear, no shortage of other people to play against. It gets very competitive in here. We've been having a lot of fun watching some players who are much, much better than us, so that's awesome. So the next time you're in Tokyo, again, the neighborhood is Fujimi Dai. If you've got some time, you want to play some arcade games, come to Wai Wai. And they even have YouTube channels where they stream really excellent gameplay, and they have an Instagram as well. So I'm going to put links to all of that down in the description. So definitely go and check that out. Give them a follow, show them some love for all the hospitality they've shown us today. But with that being said, thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care. Goodbye.